So welcome back to another video, and in today's video what I'm going to be doing is quite simple. In my opinion, I'll be going over the global events so far, what they've brought us, what they haven't, what they could do in the future, and what they've massively fucked up on. It's quite simple. So as you can see right now, I am on, I think it's ambush. Yeah, it's ambush. We've had outbreak, assault, strike, and ambush. I didn't bother with assault. I hardly bothered with outbreak, and I only wanted to get one of the new masks. So I've not really bothered with this one either. But I have played it, and they're not bad. They add something different to the game. It's quite fun. It's quite interesting. However, Outbreak brought us Lone Star, classified Lone Star, and if anybody was background then, we all remember that everybody was using it. It was a good DPS set. It still is a good DPS set, especially with ambush, with the ambush modifier that we get, which I'll go over shortly. So with Outbreak, it brought us the contaminated modifier, where the enemies would be infected little buggers and they'd chase you and you'd get damaged if you were too close to them. Which was an interesting concept if you like playing Nazi zombies. That shit was like, run the fuck away. Anyway, the only gear set I care to mention that brought was fucking Lone Star, which I use at the moment with the house and the big Alejandro. Anyway, going back, I did not bother with assault at all. I couldn't be bothered. I was too busy playing something else, so I'm just not even going to bother. Although I do know it brought strikers. However, I only got strikers during strike when I was farming in the DZ. So I don't know anything about that. I couldn't care about that because my mates were saying it was shite. So I just thought, sod it, can't be asked. Strike. Now I'm trying to remember what the modifier was. Let's see if we can't find it. I do believe it was something like you kill an enemy or something, they explode or whatnot. And if you're too close to your teammates, the explosive damage amplifies and all that shit. But it was a good event, and it brought us the likes of Nomad, Predator's Mark, Banshees, and something else. In that instance, it brought us defense, sorry. And as you can see, I am using all of those. Defense, Nomad, Banshee, and Predators. It all comes down to personal playstyle with these events. If they drop the gear set you're after, you'll go for it. I've always been a Pred, Banshee, Nomad, and Defense user. They have been my main gear sets since gear sets were released. But in saying that, it's all well and good with saying that you want to go for that gear set. But let's be realistic here in terms of PvP. Everybody's going to want an OP fucking gear set. So let's go over Firecrest. It's 2-piece, adds 3 incendiary grenades. It's 3-piece, extra range, extra damage. 4-piece basically adds extra damage to you when a target is on fire. 5-piece, another grenade, more range, more turret damage. Now this one's interesting. Bullets have a 2% chance to cause an enemy to burn. It's only 2% though. But if you're using an LMG for that matter, or the Alejandro, 2% turns into quite a lot. Burning targets can cause a fiery explosion when killed once every 10 seconds. Which is decent. It's pretty cool. Sounds pretty, interesting. NPCs set on fire by your flame turret will burn 25% longer for every 2,000 electronics. Again, interesting. In PvE, this would be a really good set in close-knit environments or resistance. No, yeah, I think it's resistance or whatever that horde mode shit is. And yeah, it sounds pretty good. It's pretty different, refreshing. Let's take it to the DZ now. Right? Everybody, more or less everybody, runs around with an immune. Whip out that immune, gear set pointless. It's that simple. Unless you're carrying, somebody in your group with an EMP sticky bomb, then yeah, fair dues. In group play, this is a really good gear set for some really good crowd control. Let me get my words out. Sheesh. Really good crowd control, but solo, no chance. Doesn't outdo the likes of Striker, Pred, Nomad, or Defense, in my opinion, at all. Group play, yes. Solo play, no. Tacticians. Always been an interesting gear set. If I'm playing in a group, one of the guys in our group usually runs with this, and the other one usually runs with a really good hybrid Predator's mark, while I'm running with Striker. So, let's go over this gear set really quickly. Everybody knows 2-piece skill haste, skill power, and the 4-piece has had a change. Every bullet you hit enemies with adds 1% skill power. Every bullet your deployed skills hit enemies with adds 0.2 bonus skill power. Skill power bonus max is 30%. Bonus is consumed on skill use. So that basically means now that the tactician user alone has to hit 30 rounds in order to get the stacks. It now means that your team can't help out, and it means that the tactician user actually has to fucking shoot something, which is good. Now, here's what really annoys me. 5-piece is good, you get extra skill haste and skill power. Not much, but it's nothing to speak about or be like, oh yeah, got 5-piece tactician. Using a skill while at the max bonus will reset the skill power buff, but raise the cap to 60%. Using a different skill at 60% has a 40% chance to set the buff power back to 30%, while keeping the cap at 60%. This chance is increased by 20% for every 3,000 electronics. So get 9k electronics and it'll practically be 100%. In fact, it will be 100%. But you have to use a skill, redo all your stacks. That's 30 bullets, skill, 30 more bullets, skill, 30 more bullets again. Now, here's the shitty thing. You're having to sacrifice a skill to initially get that off. Right? Which is bullshit. But the hindsight is, if you're running around with 9k electronics, you're going to get that 60%, 100% of the time. Use a skill, get 30 more bullets, 60%. But in hindsight, it's pointless. You get your extra skill bonus and all that shit, whoop-de-doo. But in terms of the 4-piece and this piece, it's just an extra 30%. you might as well just keep the 30% that you get originally. Use 2 different pieces, like a vigorous chest piece or a skill power backpack or some shit, and you'll get much more use out of this build. But again, like I said before, it comes down to personal playstyle. I personally do not like this 6-piece at all. Now, I don't have a piece of Alpha Bridge, but with Alpha Bridge, it's your mini links. You get your mini links. So, you know, the pieces are extra health regen and weapon damage, which is all good in that. But it's all weapon damage, which, as it is with Striker, is decent. But with Striker, you get your consecutive stacks, which, as we all know, is quite decent, as you can see from my other build video. So,
until next time.
Going back to that point, when you're sitting there trying to get your kills and you're playing in a group, and some sod goes, "Oh, I need predatory," and he goes and smacks a poor bugger, you've got no midi link, mate, and you're screwed. But here's the more important aspect: your team's links don't do shit for you no more. So if you need a blue pop-in, attack link pop-in, green pop-in even, to save you from them sticky situations, you're fucked. It's that simple. So in my ultimate wisdom, you're much better running Pred, Lone Star, Nomad, Defense or Striker. Right now, those are the builds. And later today, I'll be posting a video to show you the fact that these builds will outdo the other builds. It's that simple. Okay, guys? So, if you like the video, pop a like, pop that subscribe button, and leave a comment in the comment section of what you'd like to see next. Okay, guys? It's been Red Dawn. See you in a bit.